I run on Asian time. In case you didn't know what that was, it's the stereotype that Asians are always late to everything. And I know stereotypes are bad, and in a perfect world, they wouldn't exist, but it's true, I fall prey to it, I make excuses, I'm sorry, I'm Asian, I can't help it. And it's something I really do hate about myself, but something I'm trying to work on as well. So today I got the quote, "The trouble with being punctual is that nobody is there to appreciate it." And I don't think that's true. I think there can be a lot of value to being punctual. And today I'm going to tell you situations in my life where I haven't been punctual and I kind of lost out. I'm going to start with an experience I had at a concert, an experience I had with a date, an experience I had with a class in college. So, December last year, I won tickets to the iHeartRadio Music Awards. It's kind of a big thing, Kiss FM, Jingle Ball. Oh wait, no, it's Jingle Ball. Yeah, it's Jingle Ball. And I'm sorry, they have so many concerts, it's hard to keep track of the names. And I arrived there really late because I guess I didn't account for traffic. Traffic was really bad. There I go, making excuses. Traffic was really bad to the Nokia Theater. And when I was there, I had to go to the box office to get my tickets, right? And when I got there, they were almost closing, and I was like, oh yes, thank God, I got here just in the nick of time. And they also offered me meet and greet tickets with Iggy Azalea. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm late, but I still get rewarded. So I was feeling pretty happy right then. But when I got in, I was escorted backstage to meet Iggy. And I had to wait like 30 minutes because apparently they already did the meet and greet, and she was just coming back out just to meet me again. And I was like, okay, well, I'm special, she got me. And what was really sad about that though was that when she did finally come out, it was really a short period of time because everyone else had done it already, so we just took a picture and we left. And what was even sadder was that I went there to see the Queen of America perform Taylor Swift, as you know. But I had to sit backstage listening to her singing travel through the stadium while I was waiting for Iggy Azalea to put on her fake eyelashes. So that was, although I was happy that I got to booty bop Iggy Azalea, I was kind of sad that I missed Taylor Swift's performance. Next, I'd like to talk about a bad experience I've had on a date. I remember going on a date oh, it was so long ago, wow. Wow, okay, well, I remember going on a date once in my life, and I was like 15 minutes late. It wasn't that bad. I thought it wasn't that bad. But then again, this person had driven out like 30 minutes to come see me. And it was like, I couldn't drive, it wasn't my fault. Excuses. And so I arrived 15 minutes late, even though it was like 5 minutes from my house. And it was just an explosion. This is unacceptable, you're supposed to be here. I came out all so far to see you. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'll buy lunch. No, they just left, okay. So that was really, that was my last date, apparently. And that's when I lost out, I guess. Lastly, I'd like to talk about a time when I lost out when I was late to class. So I have this political science professor in this college. I don't know if you know him. I'm not going to name any names, but he teaches political science. He's slightly overweight, slightly balding. He refers to himself constantly as an international sex symbol. I don't know if you guys know him. Yeah, he has this thing where he will not let anyone who is late get into his class. And one time I guess I woke up late because, not because I was partying all night last night, but because my friends were partying all night last night and I had to take care of them, obviously. So I was late to class and I couldn't get into class, and apparently they were talking about things that were on the test, and I really missed out on so much information, and I got a B on the test, which is unacceptable in my culture. And I just couldn't sleep that night. I was like, oh God, if I had been 5 minutes earlier, I could have gotten that A that I really, really needed. So in conclusion, you see how being late in different situations really does impact your life in a negative way. And something that's really stuck with me now that I'm trying to be more punctual was that one time, one of my instructors had has told me before. If someone were to tell you that you arrived exactly at 9 o'clock at this location, you would get a check for $1 million. Would you be making excuses? Thank you.
All right, I'd never heard that stereotype about Asians. Punctuality would have been the other direction I would have gone. I thought that you identified, though, your proposition very clearly, and you've got a good, clear point of view on it. There's an excellent preview of what the supporting structure is going to be. As you get to each of your individual points, you do a nice job telling a story, making it interesting. Sometimes you wander around a little bit, but that's mostly because you're enthusiastic about the story that you're telling, which I still think is probably going to be enjoyable for the audience for the most part. So the content's nicely developed, it's very well organized, and it does come back to the point that you're making on a regular basis. On the presentation, sometimes your voice drops out a little bit. I think you use that as a kind of a transition thing, and it's a little awkward. It's appropriate to do that in the right spot, but I think you're doing it in the wrong spots. Your voice is very animated. There's a lot of inflection in it, which I appreciated, and I thought that for the most part it's paced very effectively. Your gestures, you've got a little bit of hand wringing, kind of washing. That's where maybe your anxiety is coming out, doing a little bit of that sort of thing. Let's see, there was something else. There were a few indicators here and there. You look pretty engaged with your facial expressions. Your eye contact was excellent. Your posture seemed reasonable. Like I said, the only anxiety thing that I saw would be maybe your hands. I like the exit line that you have, but I think you need to set it up a little bit more effectively so that it pays off the way it's supposed to. But it's a good conclusion, and it ties in with the thesis point that you were presenting. All right, thank you.